All is play. All is play. It's all a game. It's a game. All is play. All is play. It is what it is. It it is what it is. It is what it is. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's like if there is a red dot on my shirt, which there isn't, but let's say there is a red dot on my shirt, and I didn't see it, and nobody else saw it, and then let's say there was me, you, and three other people, and you said, "Hey, Saeed, you've got a red dot on your shirt," and I'll look down and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I have a red dot," and everyone will be like, "Oh yeah, look, there's a red dot." You can't unsee it anymore, right? I'll from now on, every time I look at the shirt or I look in the mirror, I'll see the red dot that I previously didn't see. It's the same thing with creation, you know. Like once you see that it's all play, it's what the Hindus call lila, divine play. You cannot unsee it anymore. You just cannot. You cannot take things seriously. You can try. You can try, right? Sometimes you could try because you want to really get in the role, right? You want to forget. You want to forget that it's you, God, this dancing, playing with yourself, really masturbating. I mean, really. If you really want to get the meat and the butter of creation, it's nothing more than a big giant masturbation theater. The one dancing with itself, the one playing with itself. So you can't unsee it once you see it. And once you see it, the problem is you may see it once and pretend like you didn't see it. But then if you see it over and over and over and over, you're like, man, like, you know, you know, how am I going to take anything seriously? And then, of course, from that point on, you go on pretending that it all matters when you know it doesn't. And that's the place you want to be at, actually. The place of pretending like it's serious, but knowing that it isn't. I think there's a line from one of Don Juan's books, and it's something like, so what do you do after you find the truth, or something, something along those lines, right? And then the answer is, well, you go on making believe like it matters when you know it doesn't. So you go on making believe that it's all serious and it's all like wow, and but it's like it's just it's the divine dancing with itself. Because once you've pierced through the illusion of finity into the infinite, then that's it. That's it. You've seen through the game. You've seen through the game. I wonder if this cow sees through the game. This beautiful creature behind me here. I wonder if the cow sees through the game. But truly, I tell you, all is play, all is dance, and you can sense that sense of play in nature. Really, you can sense it in the Tao. Just observe the Tao, observe nature, observe the way it is, and pretty quickly you realize that it's all like, man, it's all just nature dancing with nature. Like even in what seems like a brutal way of dancing. Like let's take for example a lion dancing with a zebra, right? Here's the lion is moving in closer, and you can see it in the documentaries too. Some of those folks that commentate on the documentaries, they got that sense of play, and the way they relay the story, you can tell that they see that it's a game, right? Here comes the lion, he's approaching a little bit. Oh, he's got to slow down. All right, All right, here comes the lion. The lion is chasing the zebra, except for the zebra saw the lion just a few seconds before it was too late for the zebra. And now the zebra ran away. And then he can almost sense that the zebra's like looking back, is like, haha, you didn't get me, didn't get me, haha, try again. And he gets cheated. The lion's like, fuck. And then the lion just like walks back and is like, all right, fuck, we gotta do this again. You know, the walk of shame. And so you could see this in all of nature, even when it seems like a brutal thing happening. Really, from God's perspective, the zebra's God, the lion is God, and they happen to be playing this game right now of I am chasing you and you're being chased. I am trying to eat you. If I get you, then I win. I'm not hungry. If I don't, then I am hungry and you win because you're still alive. And you know, the game goes on like that. And of course, there's the mating game, which you can see all over nature. You can see the butterflies, right? The two butterflies just hanging around like this, dancing, 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 dancing. Same with the birds, right? And you see it in our human world, right? The girl like walks like this and moves her hips, and it's like, you know, makes these moves with her lips and plays with her hair like that, right? Then you got the man doing a manly walk, right? Speaking with a deeper voice, you know, acting all tough, right? It's all games. It's all games, all play. It's all, creation is an act of play. There's no reason to play other than to play. You know, kids know this instinctively. They play, all they want to do is play because they understand instinctively. They have not yet been spoiled by social conditioning, which takes everything seriously. The social game takes everything seriously, makes everything seem so important. Like it's very important to hold your family traditions. If you do not hold your family traditions, we're going to disown you. It's a very serious matter. If you don't follow our religion, if you don't follow the family religion, the country's religion, we're going to disown you. It's a very serious matter. No messing around, right? That's social conditioning. The social game is a very serious game. It makes everything seem so serious and important in a distorted way. You see? But kids know. Kids just want to play. The worst punishment when I was a kid wasn't when my dad beat me up. That was all right. It was if I got grounded. That was the worst, man. That was the worst. I always preferred to get beaten up than to be grounded. Truly, that was my preference as a child. Because if I got grounded for a week, I'm not playing. I'm just, what am I doing at home? Doing nothing. Sometimes I got grounded and my parents took away the video game console. It started off for me with Atari. It was Atari. I think most of you guys don't know what that is. But that was sort of the early stages of video gaming. And then PS1 and then PS2. And if my parents grounded me and took away the video game console, like that was the worst. Because I just wanted to play, right? I didn't, you know, did nothing matter. I just want to play. No reason, but I was having fun. And it's like the same thing with creation. There's no reason for creation. It's just God having fun. But when you play, right? When you play a game, any game, there is a certain level of seriousness also. But it's not a seriousness that is... it's a playful type of seriousness, right? Like you sit with your friend, and here we are, we're playing FIFA. I'm gonna kick your ass, man. Kick your ass right now. I'm gonna kick your ass. Watch, 4-0, mercy rule. Kick your ass right now. And so the game begins, and both of you are in the game, into the game. It's the seriousness required to get into the game, right? But not the seriousness that makes you forget that you're playing a game, you understand? So here we are, it's serious, 90 minutes here, FIFA, right? Best out of 3. All right, best out of 3. All right, I beat you the first time. And then now it's the second time. And now, you know, okay, you beat me. Now it's 1-1. All right, third game. Man, I'm going to really sit down here and focus and concentrate. And you're seriously taking the game in a way where you get into it enough so that you could win. enough so that you could just win, you know, for no reason other than to win. And then you're both serious and you're both into it and you end up winning. And when the game is over, the jokes go back in. Ha ha ha, you suck, da 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 da. Your friend's like, ah, fuck you, man, you know, but like in a playful way, you know what I mean? Yeah, because then, but the game is over, so therefore, all right, we could take off we could stop being serious about it. We could joke again, right? And we all love friends like that, don't we? I'm lucky enough to have had friends in my life like that, where we could play with one another in whichever way, whether it's video games or whether it's, you know, anything, right? But not take it seriously and not take it to heart. You know, we could make jokes about one another and have it to be totally playful. And we love friends like that, don't we? Because there's an understanding that it's all for jokes, it's all for play at the end of the day. And so yeah. So yeah, it's very easy to get serious. It's very easy to get sucked into the illusion. And your seriousness could be, I want to save the world. I'm on my mission and I want to save the world. And again, you do want to be serious about your mission. You do want to be serious about increasing positivity and light and spreading light in the world. But again, it is the seriousness required for you to actually get in the game, but not the seriousness that makes you hate or resent anybody, including, you know, the negative element of the universe, or the reptilians, or the negative people, or etc., because they are God dance. It's God dancing with God, right? It's the light dancing with the dark. I think Rumi has this, something in one of his poems. I think it's like, love is the dance. Yeah, love is the dance of light and dark. Yeah, that's what it is. Love is the dance of light and dark. And love is the dance of light and dark. So we have the reptilians and we have the Confederation of Love and Light. And they're dancing with one another. And the people who are higher up in the Confederation of Love and Light, the sixth density beings, they often play down any feelings of resentment or hate or anything like that towards the reptilians and the Orion, because they sort of they're playing with them. They understand that it's just we're playing with one another here. There's an understanding in the higher densities that this is all a game, and they seem quite playful, actually. They, you know, whenever I communicate with the other side, at least the group that I'm working with, they're very funny and hilarious and humorous. They don't seem to take anything seriously, and they a lot of times, often actually, a lot of times our communication, whenever I get into communication with the other side, starts off with laughter. And in fact, that's when I know that they're present. At least the group that I'm working with, they seem to be comedians. They really do. They're just they don't seem to take any of it seriously, and yet they are serious enough to get into the game, right? And I could also speak for myself. I am serious enough about my mission to actually do what I'm here to do, right? To make the videos, to spread light, to spread wisdom, etc., elevate the consciousness and bring it up. So I am serious enough to carry it out, you know, to play the game. Just like when I'm playing FIFA with my friend, I'm gonna kick your ass, man. I'm gonna kick your ass. No, you're not. I'm gonna kick your ass, right? It's that level of seriousness required for you to actually play the game, get in the game, and get good at it. You see? But not serious enough to forget that it's a game, right? You know, if there were times also back in the day, in my high school days, with my high school friends, where when we played any game, we would take it seriously, and then we would take it too seriously, and we would take it to heart. If you win or if you lose or this or that, yeah, there were definitely those days too. I remember I had a cousin would come sleep over every now and then, and a lot of times, we would fight, and he would just go back. Like the next day, he'd go back, and we wouldn't speak for like a month because we both took the game too seriously, and he won, and he started making fun of me, or the other way, and you know what I mean. I'm sure you guys can relate to that as well. And that's not the level of seriousness. That's taking the game too seriously. That's forgetting that it's all fun. It's all is lila, all is divine dance, all is divine play, you see? So be serious but not serious enough. Be serious enough to play the game, to get into it, to get really good at it, but not serious to the point where you forget that it's a game. You forget that you are you, one consciousness dancing, playing with itself. And yeah, I often think comedians are well, no, some comedians, their behavior is questionable, but I often think the comedians, are somewhat conscious people, whether they know it or not. And in fact, you do see a lot of there is a big number. Like you see, George Carlin was pretty conscious person. He was a comedian. Bill Hicks, another conscious being, and he was a comedian. We've got people like Duncan Trussell right now. Duncan Trussell is hilarious, and he's a comedian. Joe Rogan is a comedian as well. So you actually see a lot of comedians are conscious people. Conscious people. They're it's not always, like I said, there's some questionable people that are comedians, but you see it. It's like you'll see a lot more comedians that are conscious, conscious people, than say athletes, than say actors. You see, I think they get it. The fact that you even decide, you get it at some level. You get it. It's why you became a comedian, because at some level you get it at some level or other. So then there's a tendency for comedians to be more conscious than say other types of celebrities, right? Because they know at some level they get it, man. They get it. They're there to make everyone remember you ain't supposed to take it seriously. You see, and I often think, people like Trey Parker and Matt Stone. I'm a huge fan of both of these guys, the makers of South Park. I also think that they don't know it, but they're quite conscious people, actually. If you watch South Park, you will get that vibe. They're like, that's made by conscious people, except for they don't really know that they're conscious. They don't seem to know it all that much, right? Because they're there to remind everyone, and they seem to just know. They're like kids. They seem to know, hey, look, I just don't take it too seriously, right? And yeah. So I thank and appreciate our lovely Patreons. We're almost up to 30 now. And so thank you guys. If you would like to support this dream, this video game character called Saeed, and the community that this character is building via this YouTube channel, and you've got a couple of bucks a month to spare, you could do so. The link for it is down below in the description. And I love you guys. And Saeed Mubayir Instagram also. And until next time, may the force be with you.